Hey buddies, here we are in my kitchen. We're about to make super awesome, what did I call them? Low glycemic, high deliciousness Snickerdoodles. They're also gluten-free, of course. I know a lot of you have been asking for recipes that are nut-free, so it is my intention in the next few weeks to do either a cake or a cookie recipe that just uses regular flour or at least whole wheat or something like that. That would be like my certainly not my first choice, but definitely a step up. And since I definitely believe in progress over perfection and stuttering, it totally makes sense to me. I'd love to give you guys a recipe that you can use that's just going to make it a little bit better. Anyways, I'm working on remembering doing my little intro, so you guys know who I am. Thank God the group is growing, which is awesome. Hey, Mashi! So I just want to give you guys a little background. I'm Shayna Kamen. I'm a strategic nutritionist, which means that I teach my clients how to use really simple and delicious foods as extremely effective medicine. So we heal all kinds of hormone imbalances and digestive issues and skin issues and mood issues, kind of anything you can imagine, honestly, using food as medicine by addressing what your body's actually missing and getting those needs met, and then the body just starts to work a lot better. So I just wanted to share that with you because I think that it helps give perspective so that you know why you're doing what you're doing. I know that when I was younger, I didn't really care about health. I just thought it was like another list on the should list. But once I saw in my own life and in my family and people around me how profoundly it impacted the quality of our life, it started to matter a lot more. It wasn't like a should anymore. It was just very, very powerful and practical. So just sharing that with you. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna make our Snickerdoodles. I'm just gonna flip the camera around for a second. So you, oops, I pressed the wrong button. There we go. Just so you can see what we have here. Okay, my dirty blender. That's salt. We're just gonna use a pinch. This is actually, believe it or not, organic white flour. I know when someone saw that in the ingredients, they were like shocked. But I'll tell you, not flour, I'm sorry, organic white sugar. This is the coconut sugar, the almond flour, our vanilla, something fancy. Okay, my cinnamon and my coconut oil and my soap and water filter, which we're not using. Okay, so let me just start making it, and I'll tell you. Oh, I should have done the camera the other way. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, so here's our bowl. Ooh, I need my measuring thing. Although, as you know, I don't ever really measure anything. But it's good to, like, you know, have like a general measuring. Okay, so I start just so you know, if any of you guys make the chocolate chip cookies a lot, it's very, very similar. The cookie batter, hey Bracha, is basically the same except for this time we add cinnamon and no chocolate chips. So that's your hack. If you've been making those all the time and you're like, oh, I know what I'm doing, then you do. Okay, so I'm gonna do a lot. I'm gonna double the recipe that I gave you, I think. I'm not sure even what recipe, if I doubled it when I gave it to you, but whatever. I'm doing 5 cups of almond flour. Let's see if I have 5 cups of almond flour in here. And there's a bunch of reasons that I like to use almond flour instead of other flours, even whole wheat flour. Hold on, that's 2. Let's see if I can pour it, that may be better. So I think those of you who have like kind of watched these before know that I prefer the almond flour because it has a lot of good fats and good protein in it. And number 1, that on itself stands as valuable. But number 2, it also really helps keep your blood sugar balanced. So sugar spikes your blood sugar and then drops it, which is what makes you exhausted and cranky. And good quality fats and proteins is what keeps your blood sugar balanced and stable and keeps you in a good mood. So I like it for those reasons. However, almonds also are really rich in vitamin E. They have some good magnesium in there. They have a lot of good things going on. So that's awesome. This one's not organic, but I'm just letting it go because the organic almond flours are even more expensive. And almonds are not like crazy sprayed, so I'm just like letting it go. Anyways, here's my almond flour. Next, I'm putting in my coconut sugar. And if you're wondering, like a lot of you messaged me and were like, how come you're not using all coconut sugar like you normally do? Okay, we're gonna do 1 cup of coconut sugar. I think, I'm trying to remember my recipe to be honest. Whatever I'm doing is close to what I told you. It comes out good no matter what. The reason why I'm not doing all coconut sugar is because when we're gonna roll them at the end, it just tastes a lot better if you use regular. And I happen to have the regular sugar here anyways, my little 8-year-old's here, because I make kombucha with it. Because kombucha actually is kind of picky and works best when you use just like a plain white sugar, actually better than like even honey or coconut sugar. Like it's a little fussy like that. Okay, you need to go out of the kitchen because you're distracting me and come back later. Shalom Cameron.
Okay.
He's saying okay, but ignoring me.
Find something that I can
You
eat.
need to wait. Okay, we're back. Okay, so we're gonna do a little pinch of salt. Of course, you know, I use I use the pink Himalayan salt because it has a lot of minerals in it, so that's awesome. And if you find yourself being like a salt craver, if you switch to using an unrefined salt, that should help tremendously, because a lot of times what you're actually craving is not actually the salt, but the minerals in the salt. And so if you're using just table salt, there's no minerals in it. But if you're using an unrefined salt like Himalayan pink salt or Celtic sea salt's also really good, then you'll get those minerals too. Okay, next, what do I want to do next? Okay, let's do our baking soda. I don't really have the measuring thing, I'm just gonna pinch it, but that's okay. Here we go. Okay, and of course a bunch of cinnamon. So I love cinnamon. I kind of was craving it a lot recently, which is cool. Let me get the story thing. But cinnamon's actually really healthy. It has a lot of what's it called? It helps to balance your blood sugar. Something about there's actually a molecule in it called like cinnamaldehyde or something. I just remember that it sounded like formaldehyde, and I was like, that's weird. But it actually helps. My son's laughing at some TV show he's watching on the computer. Anyways, it helps balance your blood sugar. And they've actually done a lot of studies with it. Sorry, this like one little piece of hair keeps falling. They've actually done a lot of studies with it. I'm gonna try and tuck it in. With people that are diabetic, both type 1 and type 2, and they found it actually to be pretty helpful. So obviously, I'm not recommending cookies to diabetics, but I am just sharing that cinnamon is super awesome. It's also like really warming and cozy. I don't know. I'm a big believer in following your cravings. So even though cravings for healthy things. Even though obviously like I know a lot in my mind, I still will make a lot of decisions about like what I'm gonna make and what I want to eat according to just what I'm craving, because I really believe that your body is really brilliant. Okay, eggs. You get them from the fridge. I thought I brought everything out, but I forgot to bring out the eggs. Okay. So I'm putting in the eggs. So I just check these real fast like this. Boop, boop, and I can never find anything. If that makes you nervous, then you do it your way. I think it really depends like what kind of eggs you're using. If you're using brown eggs, those always have blood spots. Or protein spots, but even just, it still makes me nervous, so I don't bother. The kind of eggs that I recommend, I'll show you the box in a second, are, whoop, here we go. Okay. These are the ones I recommend. There's other really good ones too, but these ones are super awesome. These ones are also like relatively affordable. Like some of the other awesome ones from Whole Foods are like $10 a dozen or even $8 a dozen, which is awesome if you're willing to do that. But those ones are also usually brown, and so they always have blood spots, and it's just like annoying, so I don't bother. These ones are maybe like $3.50 a dozen or something. I don't know. They're really great. They have a lot of they have more folic acid, they have more vitamin E. The chickens are treated better, and so therefore the nutrition in the yolk and the white is like much more. So even though it's a cookie, excuse me, it's like a hot hiccup. There's still a lot of real foods in here. Like really the only unhealthy thing in here is sugar, right? The almond flour is healthy, the cinnamon's healthy, the eggs are healthy, the vanilla is healthy. Whatever, you see, I don't measure anything. And our coconut oil is healthy. It's a little stuck on. Okay, I don't like to measure. I need to put in a cup because I doubled the recipe. And I know that this is about 2 cups, so I just am going to pour it in like this. Whee! Until it looks about a cup. Awesome. Okay, now I'm stirring up Can you see over there? Yeah, I think you can. I'm gonna actually tilt it so you can see a little bit maybe in the paint. Is that better? Stirring the liquid side. I mean, you don't have to. I never use 2 pans. Forget it. I never need like extra dishes in my life. It's something that I'm looking for. So I'm stirring up the liquid ingredients. They're pretty much mixed together. And now I'm just gonna mix in the dry ingredients like this. See, stir, stir, stir. Yeah, these came out really good. Actually, should I tell you the story of how it came out? My husband loves chocolate chip cookies, as you probably know, because those are the ones that I make the most. But I was just like really in the mood for cinnamon. I really wanted like a cinnamon-y thing. So I like made him chocolate chip cookies, and I had like a little dough left over, and I was like, I'm gonna make some, try and come up with like a Snickerdoodles recipe. And I did, and they were so good that everyone ate mine, and I only got like 1. So now I'm making another batch. This time I'm gonna hide them. Not all of them. I have to, otherwise they all get eaten. Okay, so this, honestly, this is looking a little wet to me. So probably that means my like poorly measured ingredients were too poorly measured. So, but that's okay. I'm just gonna poorly measure some more and balance it out and add some more flour to it. The end. Yeah, that's the benefit of like working with really good ingredients and having relatively low standards. I mean, I have high standards that it should taste good, but I don't care, like, I don't know, you know, like some bakers and chefs, like, it has to be just so. I definitely don't have that bone in my body to have things just so. At least with cooking. With other things I do. My husband says I'm very particular. And my kids are kind of like that sometimes, and he always laughs that it's definitely for me. And it's true, it is for me. Okay. Okay, now it looks more like cookie dough, see? Okay, so now I'm gonna, well, I can even make it a little thinner as the truth, but whatever, it's good enough. Okay, I'm just gonna put it to the side here. Here's my little cookie tray now. Oh, I have to do the sugar now. Okay, so here's my, this is a 1/4 cup. That's good enough. I'll just do a 1/4 cup. I'll do a heaping 1/4 cup of white sugar. Let's do a 1/4 cup, whatever. Here it is. I'm just putting it on the corner right here. I know other recipes will be like, oh, in a separate bowl, but I'm like, I don't have time for separate bowls. Okay, and then just like a monkey load of cinnamon. I'm sure I gave you real measurements. And I'm just gonna like mix it together. Can you see? Yeah, you can see. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Tell me who's on, because honestly, it's so weird. Sometimes it tells me and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. Facebook always does all these like updates, and then I don't know what's going on. Look, my fingers are brown from the cinnamon. Okay, so, oh, and someone was asking like, why am I using white sugar here? Like, what happened to me? Who am I? Here, see, now I'm gonna like roll it in it. It's kind of fun. Rolling it around. Boom. And I'm plopping it down. And I'll tell you the truth is that coconut sugar has kind of a strong flavor that you might have noticed. And normally in baking, I feel like I'm stuttering like crazy today. That's okay. Stuttering is fine. Baking, oh, normally I don't care about the flavor. Like the sugar doesn't bother me. The coconut sugar flavor doesn't bother me. But when I know like it's going to be on the outside and I'm literally going to be tasting it, I just feel like it would change the flavor too much. And so I didn't do it. Okay, see, I'm just kind of like lining them up. But I'm going to try this time also. I'm going to do a tray like this, like I'm showing you. But then I'm also just going to do like the lazy version, where I'm just going to do like the cookie bars. And I'm going to put a layer of this underneath. And then put like a layer on top. And I'll post afterwards and let you guys know if those came out like pretty good or a little disappointing. I mean, it's hard to go wrong, you know? Okay. If it's a little, I don't know why this isn't annoying me, to be honest. I feel like normally these little steps are a little annoying, but maybe because it's not sticking to my hands. Or maybe just because it smells really good. Also, what I do sometimes, I say sometimes, I've only made these once before. What I did last time is I had this like half-eaten apple for my 3-year-old, so I cut up like the clean pieces that didn't have slobber all over them, and I put it like in between the cookies, and it just smelled even more amazing cooking because it was like apples and cinnamon. So you have that option if you want to do that too. Okay, I'm not even making them like properly sized, as you can see. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, you see this weird one looks like a turd. Okay, like that. And you guys can watch me try and figure out how to do the big one. Maybe I'll just try and do really big cookies and put it on the other tray. Maybe I'll try that. Okay, here we go. So this is gonna be like a big one. I'll let you guys know how it comes out to make these huge cookies. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do a big one. Gonna plop it in the cinnamon sugar like that. I know the little ones come out good because that's what I did last time. We're gonna experiment. These ones will probably just take longer to cook. Oh snap, I just spilled some on the ground. That's okay. Okay, let me grab my other cookie sheet. And put it right here. And plop it. Okay. It seemed to work pretty well. I'll do a few more little ones to fill up this tray. And then call it a day and just do big ones. So, anyways, you know what else I wanted to talk to you guys about? Is, like, people ask, like, gosh, like, if I'm a nutritionist, why do I make all these, like, yummy treat recipes? Shouldn't I just be teaching you how to, like, steam kale? Number one, I'm never going to tell you just to steam kale because that's going to taste disgusting. Plain kale just tastes like grass. You need to, like, make it yummy. Which, if you have never tried my kale recipe, my lemony kale recipe, you're missing out. It's really good. Not just for health freaks like me. Even someone who just, like, can appreciate a yummy vegetable, like a regular person. And anyone of you who is watching that has had the lemony kale can attest to this, that it's really good. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to try and do, like, one more biggish one to, like, try and scoop up my leftover cinnamon sugar here. Woo! Oh, but I was telling you, why do I care about making cookies? Because I feel like, I'm spilling sugar everywhere. I just feel that life is meant to be, like, celebrated and enjoyed. And I don't want to just, like, it's not about, like, health is not the purpose of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, the purpose to be healthy is so that you can enjoy your life. And I feel part of enjoying life is having cookies. But if you can do it in a way that doesn't detract from your health, you know, like if you have like 1,000 store-bought Snickerdoodles or just Snickerdoodles, 1,000 of them, I mean even 1,000 of these would be too much, but you know what I'm saying, then it's going to really mess with you. You know what I'm saying? It's going to really lower your immune system. It's a lot of sugar. There's no fat and protein in it to keep you balanced. And so it really affects you negatively. But if you have these, like, it won't. Like, first of all, you're not going to eat 1,000. You can eat like 3 or 4 at most. But after that, like, you're just satisfied. Because even though they're really good, they're satisfying because they have the good fat and protein in them. And not only that, again, the only negative side of it is there's sugar in it. But besides that, all the other ingredients are real food. So honestly, like, when I make these, and like my kids take them in the morning without asking, which totally happens, of course, I pretend to scold them and I'm like, guys, have them after breakfast so that they still feel like it's important. But the truth is, I don't really care because it's just a little bit of sugar. And other than that, it's like almonds and eggs. It's not really a bad thing for them to be snacking on. Okay. See how there's still like a pile, hey Eli, of like the cinnamon sugar over here? So first of all, you can kind of just like go with your hands if you want. I just also kind of like went like this to get it to kind of like spread everywhere. And now I'm doing my hands this time. You can do whatever you want. I want the cookies to be kind of separate, especially the little ones, because then they kind of like crisp up on the corners and it's really good. And yeah. And then they're gonna go in the oven for like 15 minutes and then they're good. The bigger ones that I made on the other tray will probably take longer, but that's how it works. Okay, like, gross. Okay, probably all of you experienced bakers will tell me what I can do differently, so it doesn't stick to my fingers, but I don't really care. Okay, so I hope that was really helpful, and that you are able to make these and enjoy your life a little bit more, or a lot more. And if you have any questions, let me know. You can comment below with any questions, or you can message me if you have any questions that are maybe a little more private and not like related to cookies. And I'm happy to help you in any way that I can. So I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.